There's a quiet magic to Walton's Mountain, a place where time moves with the turning of seasons, where front porches hold whispered confessions and laughter alike, and where every creak of the stairs, every flicker of lamplight, tells a story of love, loss, and resilience. The Waltons, John and Olivia, their 7 children, and Grandpa and Grandma Walton are bound not just by blood, but by a shared belief in decency, hard work, and the sustaining power of family. In the shadow of a world at war, their home in rural Virginia becomes more than shelter, it becomes a sanctuary, a place where ordinary moments shimmer with extraordinary meaning. And on this mountain, even the smallest choices, a photograph, a letter, a child's first unsteady steps across a bridge, can echo with the weight of who we are and who we hope to become. In the spring of 1942, as war raged across the globe, life on Walton's Mountain unfolded with a quiet resilience, a stubborn insistence on hope, renewal, and the tender rhythms of home. For Mary Ellen, that spring carried emotional weight far beyond the thawing earth and blooming dogwoods. Having weathered a winter steeped in grief and uncertainty following her husband, Kurt's death and her mother's stay in a sanitarium, she made the courageous decision to return to nursing, only to discover, on her first day back, just how deeply she missed caring for others. Yet her own son, little John Curtis, now seemed to anchor her in a different kind of devotion, less a profession, more a lifeline to the husband she'd lost. Her father John watched with quiet concern as she increasingly withdrew, passing off her son's care like a fragile parcel among relatives, only to reclaim him fiercely at day's end, fearing perhaps that losing Kurt meant she couldn't bear to lose anything else. Meanwhile, another kind of awakening was taking place in the Walton household, lighthearted, innocent, and wholly unexpected. Ben, ever the dreamer behind the lens, had taken up photography with growing seriousness, capturing the mountain's quiet beauty frame by frame. When Aaron, full of youthful exuberance, posed in a new pair of shorts, arched on the piano bench like a wartime pinup, he captured the moment playfully, never suspecting the ripple it would cause. That single photograph, submitted on a whim to a local paper contest, would soon ignite a firestorm, not just winning the prize, but landing Aaron, quite literally, on the front page, the Jefferson County Cutie, and catapulting her into the hearts of lonely soldiers, stationed at Camp Lee. Letters poured in, hundreds of them bearing longing, gratitude, and even requests for locks of her hair. Aaron, flattered yet overwhelmed, retreated to Mary Ellen's room to craft heartfelt replies, unaware that her father John had just glimpsed her face, not in pride, but on the inside of a cigar cabinet at Camp Lee itself, pinned like a cherished talisman by Lieutenant Clark Oler. Tension simmered. John, protective and disapproving, forbade Aaron from attending a soldiers' event in her honor, fearing objectification, exploitation, even danger. Yet as he stood firm in his refusal, Mary Ellen, watching her own overprotectiveness mirror his, gently challenged him. Who's being overprotective now? It was a turning point, a quiet, powerful moment where grief and guardianship collided, and love had to learn to loosen its grip. Reluctantly, John relented, but not without laying down ground rules. No shorts, no impropriety, and the unspoken promise of his own presence, shotgun in hand, should anything go awry. In the end, it was not scandal or sorrow that defined the episode, but grace found in small reconciliations, in letters that carried hope across miles, in a mother learning to trust the world again, and in a father realizing that shielding his children from life might mean denying them the chance to live it. As Aaron drove away in Lieutenant Oler's car, dressed modestly, but with eyes alight at the prospect of connection, the family turned back toward home, only to find John Curtis missing from the porch. In the frantic search that followed, Mary Ellen's fears surged anew until they spotted him tiny, determined, crossing the bridge over Drusilla's pond. And there, arms open wide, stood Grandpa Zeeb, ready to catch him. In that suspended moment, the child safe, the family reunited, the Waltons were reminded. Protection matters, but so does freedom. Love matters, but so does letting go. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is simply trust that the ones you hold dear know how to find their way across the bridge. The oil lamp flickers low in the sitting room. Outside, the crickets hum and the mountain breathes in the cool hush of night. One by one, the voices rise soft, familiar, woven with love. Good night, Mama. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jason. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, Ben. Good night, Aaron. Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, John Curtis. Good night, Daddy. And somewhere beyond the ridge, under a sky dusted with stars, the world keeps turning, still broken, still beautiful, and on Walton's Mountain, love remains the truest compass home.